Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs and video games, and today I'm playing Hollow Knight. Last time on Hollow Knight, I defeated the Pantheon of Hallownest using the Soul Binding. This time I am planning to do this with the Nail Binding. So with the Nail Binding, I am going to just reset and think about what charms I would like to wear for the Nail Binding. I kind of think that I want to do a spell build. So I want to go spells, and again, like usual, really thinking about the Absolute Radiance. If I'm doing almost no damage with my nail, I think what I want to do is do a lot of damage with spells. I still think that the Mark of Pride or Long Nail is in order, but I'm going to leave those for last. Actually, let's put the Long Nail on, and we'll see how many charm notches we have left at the end. If it's one more, we'll put the Mark of Pride in its place. Definitely the Shaman Stone. That's kind of what I think of as the base charm that you would use with spells. And then I don't care so much about the Soul Twister as much as I care about either the Soul Catcher or the Soul Eater. I might use the Soul Eater. Let's do the Soul Eater. So we get a lot of soul when we strike an enemy with the nail, which means we only have to hit a few times with the nail, and then we can use spells. And then I guess the Spell Twister to finish it off. So there it is. Long Nail, Shaman Stone, Spell Eater, and Spell Twister. That should mean that I only have to hit enemies with the nail a couple of times, and I can use a set of spells. So that's the build that I intend to use for my nail binding attempt. Nail binding. Let's go. And as I'm starting this, let me mention that of all of the ones, this might take the longest, just depending on how well I'm able to use Soul instead. Now, I have beaten this Pantheon, and you'll have to bear with me a little bit, because I beat it with no bindings a while ago. However, even though I've done a bunch of things since then, I haven't done the Pantheon of Hallownest much since then. In fact, after I beat it with no bindings, it's not until very recently that I've attempted it again. And I've beaten it both times recently. So, this right here could be the 4th win in this Pantheon in a row. If I beat it this time and next time, that'll be 5 Pantheon wins in the 5th Pantheon in a row, which I would be very excited to accomplish. And so therefore, I will accomplish it, right? And of course, after saying that, you might think that I'm going to die this time in this Pantheon. But that's silly. You shouldn't expect that I'll die in this Pantheon. I'm going to win. We're at the 10th. Then it becomes the question of how many blue faces can I hold on to. It feels kind of unfair to be fighting a Nail Master with spells. You know, it felt good with the Soul Warrior, but with the Nail Masters, it's like I'm cheating. Bring on the second Nail Master. Let's go. Oh, I ran out of soul. Let me take some from you. I've heard you have some soul in there. So one of the things, and I haven't mentioned this very often, but one of the things that has always weirded me out a little bit about this game is that you get soul from enemies and you get essence from ghosts. Like, shouldn't Shouldn't it be the soul from the ghosts? I don't know that essence makes sense from the living characters, but why is it soul from the living ones and not soul from the ghost enemies, the dead ones? Shoot you while you're in the air? Great. Oh, I just walked right into that. It's not yet timed that I need to be careful. Oh, I timed that perfectly. I did a downward dive. That one was not timed as perfectly. The first one was perfect. I entered my invincibility right when he was there. Right when he was landing on me. Alright, first fountain. And now I need to start playing careful. Because I want to stack up blue faces. I have 5. I've heard some folklore about 10 blue faces. And, of course, because it's folklore, you know it's true. Unlike legend. Legend, it might not be true, but folklore, you know it's possible. But I wonder about the possibility of greater than 10. Can we have more than 10 blue faces, all at the same time? Sounds like an insane thing to have. Also, is this the best Zero fight I've ever had? Including my Radiant win against Zero? I think it was. I was so bad at Zero during the Radiant attempts, and apparently I have learned how to fight Zero all of a sudden. For the Crystal Guardian, I'm being a little bit more careful about when I'm using spells, because I think I could get trapped using a spell and not be able to dodge an attack. So I'm trying to be a little bit more careful. That's making this fight take longer, but I lost no blue faces, so I'm happy about it. The Soul Master. Soul Master is not a great battle for using spells, although it's not terrible. It's not the Soul Tyrant. The Soul Tyrant I'm going to have a hard time with. Because when you use spells against the Soul Tyrant. So that was a spot that I typically think using a spell is a mistake, because you can get hit so easily by the little spell balls that he has around him when you use a spell there. But I thought my positioning was good. I never found out if I was correct because I staggered him with the spell. So I never found out whether the spell ball was going to hit me or not. We'll try it this time too. There we go. That was good positioning. This might be just a good day. Maybe I'm just better at Hollow Knight today. We'll see when I get to the end, I guess. You're going insane? What's wrong with you? Alright, he's in a good position for some up spells. Oh, that was bad. I thought that spell ball he had was gone, but it was not. So I lost a blue face. First blue face down. Oh no, the Oblobbles. The Oblobbles, I'm actually pretty used to using spells against them. So at least I'm not changing up my battle style with the Oblobbles as much as I am the other ones. But still, I'm pretty bad at the Oblobbles overall. Let's dodge that. Get some soul. Oh man, that was a poor placement apparently. Three blue faces. I lost 3 blue faces in the Oblobble fight. Alright, let's keep the last one. This is also one where I am not so great at spells, except for that spell. That spell I can get off a few times in this battle, at least in the first phase where there's only one. Don't know how well I'm going to be able to do that when there's 3 of them. This might just be a slow battle, because I don't know how to effectively use spells in this battle. And my nail is not doing so hot. With the nail binding and no unbreakable strength on. Sisters of Battle. There. If I use that frequently, I think we'll be good. Because it gives me enough invincibility that I can use it and then get out of it. Yeah, like that. That was perfect. Excellent use of the strategy I was trying to employ. Darn. Lost my blue face, though. It does hit a very wide radius. And it adds a lot of invincibility time. That spell is kind of ridiculous. I understand now why people wanted me to use it so much. It doesn't look like it'd be as good as it is, because you don't realize how much... Just the visual effect doesn't show you how much of the room it actually hits. And until you get used to using it, how would you ever know how much invulnerability you get? Because it's not what you'd expect. It's much longer than you'd expect. In my opinion. So, I no longer can save blue faces. Somehow I lost the first 5 blue faces again. In the first 5 fights that I had them. And I blame the Oblobbles. The Oblobbles are the ones that I seem to have the most trouble with. There we go. When there's only one, this is a great place to use an upspell. Always remember to bow to the Mantis Lords. Five more blue faces. Let's see if I can get the mythical more than 10 blue faces. For all I know, 10 could be the limit. Oh great, Marmu. How do you fight Marmu with spells? I don't really like that. I don't think that's a great way. Oh, the upspell. The upspell is good. Yes, the upspell. I lost a blue face because I didn't know... I was trying to think of how to use spells against Marmu, and I discovered that the upspell is great. Seems like the upspell would be good here, too. I think the upspell destroyed both of the things that came out. There we go. Of all of the spells, the Shade Soul, that one, is definitely my favorite. But my second favorite is the upspell. In terms of just when I like to use spells. I've gotten a lot of respect for the down spell, the Descending Dark, due to how easy it is to pull off and how much time it gives you while you're invulnerable. Not enough that I avoided that hit, though. Oops. Do it again? Alright. I've gained a lot of respect for the Descending Dark. Goodbye, my kin. Alright, the upspell is what we use here, the Abyss Shriek. We just have to use it at opportune times. Oh no, he ran into me. Where is he? There he is. Ho ho! I somehow did not get damaged there. Okay. I've lost a blue face in every battle, I think. But not losing 2 against Galleon. Oh, I didn't lose one in the Fluke Nest. In the Fluke Marm battle. But not losing one against Galleon made me feel pretty good, actually. Not when you use a spell. This one, we know when spells are useful. It's here. Darn. I grabbed onto the wall, by the way. My intention there was to dash to the left, and I instead dashed to the right because I hit the wall before I pressed the dash button. Here's where we use spells. I feel like I'm playing a very strange version of this fight for me. I'm dashing a lot more than I usually do in this fight. And dashing is in using the fact that I'm invulnerable while dashing several more times than I'm used to having to do that. And I did lose one blue face. So the only battle there where I did not lose a blue face was the Fluke Marm. And therefore we have 6 blue faces. I went up by 1. Let's do better. Typically I've done better at this point, which is surprising because you'd think that this is the harder part of the battle, the harder part of the Pantheon right now. But in the past several attempts, I started doing better at this point in terms of keeping blue faces. Alright, be careful. Great. I'm in a good spot. I don't like how close he is to me. Use the down because of the other bees that are around. There we go. Great. Did not lose a blue face there. And I think the next one is Elder Who. Elder Who I should be able to defeat without losing a blue face. Just have to time when I use my up spell correctly. That's the main danger, is using my up spell at a time that it causes me to get hit. Where is he? There he is. Now is when we use the up spell. Having talked about the strategy here beforehand, I'm doing much better than I would have if I didn't think about it. Also, he's doing this move a lot. The move where you can't hit him while he's doing it. This one. It's like he doesn't want to die. Or die again, I guess. Uh-oh, that was close. Where is he? Way over there. That was maybe a little late for a spell. If he had been doing the same thing, this move, I might have gotten hit by it. But still preserved the 6 blue faces. The Collector. This is the battle that I'm most worried about. So, we need to defeat all of the things that he puts out pretty quickly. Right now, it's not so bad because he's putting 1 out. Darn. But the fact that it takes me 2 hits to defeat those enemies, the most hated enemies in the game. Let's slam him. There we go. Oh my gosh, I missed with 2 spells. Okay. Get spells off of 1, or get soul off of 1, and then hit the other one. That's the plan. Hit the other one with a spell, that is. Or in that case, the other two. Oh. I jumped into him. Okay. I think my strategy is very good, and I still got hit a few times. One of those was very sad because I just jumped into him. But I retained 3 blue faces. The collector was one of the ones that I thought would be hard. The next one that's significantly harder because of the nail binding that I'm thinking of is the Grey Prince Zote, because of his Zote wings that he puts out. Not being able to defeat those in one hit has been a problem for me before. In other Pantheon attempts with the nail binding. I don't have the same set of charms on that I had before, but the fact that I don't have the Unbreakable Strength charm on, I think is what's going to make Grey Prince Zote much harder. We'll see when we get there, though. And then the other one on my mind is the Soul Tyrant. The Soul Tyrant maybe isn't going to be that much harder, but it might be very tedious. And tedious battles do have the problem of the longer the battle goes on, the more chance that you have to get hit. Darn. I was thinking about him potentially jumping at me, and he still hit me. This is good. So I've got 2 blue faces left. I don't remember if this is the last boss in this section. No! 1 blue face left. Which means at best we're going to come out of these 5 with 6 blue faces, remaining steady. The Grim. Let's bow. Now, remember the Grim. I think I have gotten a lot better at realizing how slow the Grim is versus the Nightmare King Grim. And that should help me. Also, I have my long nail, not my super long nail on. So bouncing off of him will be a little bit harder than it normally is. But one of the nice things about this particular fight is that doing spells is probably not going to make the fight take much longer, because even with the nail, you only get a few hits in each time. Oh, that bird! The bird hit me. No! I really thought that I had gone over the bird's trajectory. Okay, well I ended up losing a blue face in these particular 5. And I only had 6 blue faces. I ended up going down 1 blue face between the last 5 and this 5. And since I had only 1 blue face at the last, that's all I can go down. Would have gone down 1 more there. What in the world am I doing? I jumped very high to dodge something that I could have just stayed on the ground for. So, the birds. The birds, I have to remember this for the Nightmare King room. The birds is not a time to use spells. Just dash in and get your hits in. I do not like that we've got 0 blue faces, but we've been in this situation before. And it has turned out just fine. So why wouldn't this one turn out just fine? Who is next, though? The Watcher Knights. The Watcher Knights are a pretty good one to use spells against. And the Shade Soul is a very easy spell to use against them. Here goes one Watcher Knight. Next one. And of course, there's two that are the next ones, but still. Careful, what's the other one doing? Also jumping. Good. Now I actually need to hit them so that I can get soul. I've been using spells a little bit too effectively. Another one bites the dust. And another one down. Both of them going down there at the same time was a pretty good indication of how well I was able to do a spell on both of them at the same time. This time it doesn't seem like I'm really going to be able to do that as much. Did lose a blue face there. It was the worst combination. Oh man. Did there again. The worst combination when one is going at the bottom and one is going at the top, but I'm usually not too bad at dodging that. So it's a little surprising that I got hit twice because of it. Oh well. Got 3 blue faces left, and honestly, I'm not expecting to be able to stack up blue faces anymore. So it's really just about defeating the fights. I almost dashed too far in there. There, 3 blue faces. Is this the first one of the 5? I think it is. Umu, I could lose the other 3 blue faces. I could. Okay. That was a little scary. I wonder if there's a normal pattern for how he shoots those. Haven't been able to notice it. Like where they appear, I mean. I want to wait. There we go. Great. Need another jellyfish, though. Alright, here comes the jellyfish. I see one on the right. Which means if I can remain on the right here... Got him! Ho-ho! That was probably my best Umu fight in the 5th Pantheon. I think. Nosk. Nosk is also an easy one to hit with spells. Basically, Nosk is Vengefly King. So you do the same thing with spells against Nosk as you do the Vengefly King. A little sad that I got hit by a blue face there, but it was the hardest of his attacks to avoid, in my opinion. So I'm not overly concerned. Don't like how that one is over there. There we go. Got rid of it. This one feels like it should be the hardest one to avoid, but it's not. I wonder if I could shoot him more than once. Yes. Let's continue doing that if I can, because I have plenty of soul. Great. 2 blue faces left. Am I fighting Markoth in this one? No. Oh, I could actually come out of here with extra blue faces. As long as I remember my Sly battling. It's not too hard to use spells against Sly. Particularly that spell. The Shade Soul. Only have the long nail here. That's one of the places where I would much rather have the Mark of Pride. It's going to spin up. There we go. I could have done a downward dive there, I guess. Potentially. Almost got hit by that dash slash just because I was in the middle of doing something. Let's try the downward dive. Okay, downward dive is terrible there. I've learned something. Unfortunately, that might be the reason that I lose any blue phases here, is that I tried something new. Uh-oh. Barely dodged that, although he jumped into me. Jumping into me was rude. Well, at least I didn't lose my blue faces only due to experimentation, but I did lose one to experimentation, which feels kind of bad. Because I could have just not experimented and had a blue face left. But I like experimenting, trying new strategies sometimes. Also, speaking of trying new strategies, let's hit him with spells, rather than only my knife. There we go. You are always a pleasure to fight, Great Nail Sage. The Hornet. This is the harder version of the Hornet that uses traps. I assume I can get rid of the traps with spells, but I don't know that I ever have done it. I would like to know what you're doing before I react. Body slam. Couple hits to get some soul. Great. Body slam. Yes. No. I don't like how many of those there are. Should have tried to get rid of them with a spell. Let's try this time. Oh, it does get rid of them. Or maybe they were gone because I finished the fight. I guess, even though I experimented with something new there, I didn't actually learn the result. Again, 5 blue faces, but I'm pretty sure we're fighting Markoth in this set. Although I have a very good set of charms for Markoth, so that might not be a problem. Maybe not the best time to use that spell. It was a little bit difficult to get out of the danger zone there. Nope, darn it. Using spells is not how I defeat the Enraged Guardian. Uh-oh. Could have just gone for a longer fight and still had 2 more blue faces. Oh well. The Lost Kin. Gotten pretty good against the Lost Kin, even specifically with spells. Great. Oh, no! He got up out of his stagger, and I didn't think he was going to right there. I guess the spell hit him twice. That's what happened. I hit a spell in his stagger, or I hit a spell, it staggered him, and got him out of the stagger. Anyway, I'm trying to think far too much about things other than just how to defeat the boss. Thinking about all of the new ways that I'm fighting the boss. And that's leading me with getting hit much more than I usually do. I also am trying to defeat the boss quicker than I probably should. You know? For both this boss and the Enraged Guardian. No Eyes. No Eyes is one where I do like to use spells. Oh, very sad. Losing my last blue face there. Alright, I have plenty of soul. I just need No Eyes to be in a place that's a little bit easier to hit her with spells. Like that. That's a pretty good place. Let's do it again. That's an easy space too. That one's not as easy. And she tricked me? That was a trick? This time I am trying to defeat the battle quickly, but more because this battle is normally so slow because I try not to get hit, and I feel no reason not to get hit now that I have lost all of my blue faces. Getting hit's not bad, as long as you come out fully healthy. Next, the Traitor Lord. Traitor Lord, it's a little bit more important not to get hit because the Traitor Lord does double damage. Double damage is a reason that you want to not get hit. Like that. Also, I can heal, but I can't heal very often in this battle. That's another reason not to get hit. There's a space to heal. I just did not jump. That was a thought that never got to my fingers. I am 1 health down, and I'm using my nail all the time because that's how I know to fight the Traitor Lord. Not because it's doing much damage. I guess being far away from the Traitor Lord makes it a lot easier for me to use spells because he uses attacks in which I could use spells. Whoa, that was dangerous. Yeah, those attacks are good for spell usage. Let's stay away from the Traitor Lord. That's new. Oops. Also, that was a mistake. Not the strategy, but the tactics. The way that I attempted to move there was to jump away. The White Defender. Also one where I've gotten used to using spells. So this one should not be really any different than what I did when I was not using a spell build. Because I'm used to doing a few attacks and then a couple spells. I guess the main difference is I just have more soul to use spells with. Because of the Soul Eater and the Spell Twister. He swam away from me that time. That was interesting. We're in the second part. Can't really hit him with spells here, can I? Unless I can do that. Like I did with his younger self. Or older self. I don't actually know. I guess this is the dream of the Dung Defender, so the White Defender is probably the younger self of the Dung Defender, back when he was in his prime. Yeah, that's my theory. The White Defender is the younger version of the Dung Defender. Back when he was working for the king directly. And we have our blue faces again. I was wrong about Markoth being in that one, which means Markoth has to be in this next one. As well as the Nightmare King Grim. Just zip right past you. the Soul Tyrant. This is one that is going to take a while, because using spells in this battle is not easy. So if my spells are what's doing most of the damage, then we're not going to get a whole lot of damage in. I definitely hit him there, I think. Although if you say the phrase definitely hit him, you should not end that phrase with I think. That really takes away the message from the first word. Okay, so this I want to do that, so I definitely get a spell in against it. Great. May have even hit him twice there. Come on, Soul Tyrant. Do something where it's easy to hit you. Stand still, please. Don't know if that hit him. Definitely using the spell there. Next, we hit him with a spell, and that hit twice. I'm rather confident about. I did not think he was dashing across like that, so I stood still a little bit longer than I intended, than I would have if I had known. Hit once, use spell. Oh gosh, almost did not dodge that. Spell. Got 2 hits with the nail in there. That's unusual. Hit once, use spell. The crazy phase of this battle is going to be a problem too, because although I like using the Abyss Shriek there, it's still difficult to pull off. And here we are. So we're in the crazy phase. So I like using the Abyss Shriek in this phase, but it's not easy to not get hit when you use it, you know? Oh, I almost got hit there. I ran into him? Oh no. The only time I got hit in that battle was when I jumped directly into his body. Sad. We're at Markoth, so here goes the blue faces, I guess. Whoa, be careful. And I do want to dash in. I was really wanted to do the dash in, dash out. I was a little too focused on that. Think about not getting hit. A little bit more than many of the other bosses that I've faced here. There we go. I jumped into that. Although I did say that the blue faces were going away, I would prefer them not to go away so quickly. Oh no, I dashed in too soon. Blue faces are gone. We're in the next part of the battle, which means it's all about spell usage. And as we learned from Radiant Markoth, you can defeat him in this phase with just spells. Like that. Great. Grey Prince Soat. You are another one I've been saying is a problem. So the Soul Tyrant, Markoth, and Grey Prince Soat, all in a row. They're the ones that I said were a problem with my charm layout this time. Because those two don't die in one hit. Shoot him. Oh, I got hit by the explosion. which is particularly bad because the explosions do 2 damage. So I'm actually not very healthy. No, I'm almost dead. Heal. Heal twice. And barely defeated that little enemy too. Okay, there are a few moves he does where I can heal once. Just need him to do those moves and feel comfortable about it. Part of feeling comfortable is the little Zotes not being there. This is one where I can heal. Good. Still should be using spells. Heal twice. Great. Healing back up. That was a good spell because it got rid of one of the little Zotes that was on the screen. There we go. Would like the little Zotes to just not be here. Don't be above Zote. Usually a bad idea. Just trying to get rid of the little Zote. I did, but I also got hit. Still, 2 heals off every time I've staggered him, I think. That's pretty nice. Good. Using the spells to get rid of the little Zotes, I think is good. Okay. Heal. I can heal twice. I did get hit, but it was a chance whether I would get hit. It wasn't a definite. So I still agree with my strategy there. Stop putting those out. Grey Prince Zote down. I got hit a lot, but I also healed it all up. So we're still good. The Failed Champion. Also one that I said was going to be a problem, but now that we're here, I'm not actually that worried about it. Because the answer is really just go slower. We're going to use primarily nail hits, like you always do, against the Failed Champion. And the fact that that's going to take longer is not a problem. Plus, the Soul Eater helps me heal damage in this fight much more easily. So that's nice too. Yeah, I said that this would be a problem, and I now disagree with myself. This fight is not a problem fight. It would be maybe if I was trying to... No, even if I was trying to preserve blue faces, this is not really a problem fight. Great. I'm glad that one of the problems turned out to not be a problem. Because the other ones kind of were. Have I beaten him? I have. What's next? Is it Nightmare King Grim? Because as always, the Nightmare King Grim goes down as soon as I remember how the battle works. Hello, Nightmare King Grim. You come out swinging. Okay, this is where we can hit him. Yes, and I even got a spell. What? If you're not on the ground, he goes where you are? I never knew that because I've always been on the ground. Oh man. He dives at you. I mean, I guess that makes a lot of sense, but I just never I just have never been in the air, I guess, when he's done that attack, so I've never known. What? Oh, I jumped directly into him. Not great. So, if I can get used to this battle again, then I can actually heal everything that I've gotten, every damage that I've taken. One heal there. Good. Not getting hit there is important. Not getting hit every time is important. Heal twice. Yes. 3 times? 3 times. Really not finding many places to use spells, but to be fair, I have not been looking for them as much as I've been just acclimating myself to the battle once again. So, just dodge. Just dodge. And we're good. See, I know that I can't effectively use a spell there because if I try, I basically stop moving, and when you stop moving, you get hit by the flame pillar. Ooh, not a great time to get hit. Not that there are many of those, but still. All healed up. Just dodge. That you can use a spell, but you have to be careful about when you use that spell. Good dodge. 2, 3, and 4. Oh, I dodged through the fire. I can use a spell there, but I need to be careful about when I use the spell there, which is why I haven't, when he's been doing the Firebirds. Oh, dangerous movement there. Don't know why I chose to do that. Alright. Just dodge, just dodge. Hit him once. Use a spell. Great. 2, 3, 4. Use a spell. Use a spell on the 4th one. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of this fight, once I got used to the fight, once I got acclimated, it's kind of no problem. I'm going to defeat the Grimm now that I've gotten acclimated to the fight once again. 3, 4, use a spell. Let's heal twice. Oh, and we are at the next blimp. Good. This has taken me a lot longer with the spell build than it has the other builds. I was really wondering whether that would happen. The nail binding is the binding that takes much longer to beat the Pantheons with, at least with my method of play, I guess. But I was wondering, if I did the full spell build and focused on using spells, would that change the outcome? And it apparently hasn't. Which basically means that you're going to skip the first few battles when you watch. Or maybe not. We're at the end of the series. Let's show everything. One, 2, and let's heal. I actually think it's not important to heal there because we're going into the Pure Vessel and the Fountain Ring. So, 5 blue faces. Spells against the Pure Vessel. Just not my style. I use the spells in a couple places with the Pure Vessel, but only a couple. And I'm going to remain fighting the way that I know how at the very end here. Spells are good against the Absolute Radiance, which is why I have this build on. Let's go. Oh-ho. Quick dodge. That was not great. But if I'm going to get damage in this fight, it's probably going to be at the beginning. We can use a spell here. Now that's a place where we use spells. And there. Okay, I have a couple more places than just when he's using balls. So this fight won't take nearly as long as I was thinking it might take. Because I know some places to use the attacks that actually do damage that I have. Good. There's another place to use spells. Also, it's nice to have as much soul as I have. I usually don't have that much, which means that I don't get to use the spells as much. Darn. Also, remember, he has the creepy move now. Heal once. We're not saving any blue faces for the Radiance. Hopefully that does not cause a problem. Unlikely to. Blue faces are nice and all, but they're not that great. Use a spell, use another spell. I'm going to heal up those two, I guess, right now. That was a poor time. I could have healed one there, effectively, but I tried to heal two. Because I thought I had the time for it. But I know that I don't, right? Okay. Use a spell there. Use a spell there. And then heal up twice. Oh, I can only heal up once. That's not good. And the Absolute Radiance. I should be able to defeat this no problem. I know how to use spells effectively in many parts of this battle. It's just that dodging everything the Absolute Radiance does is hard. I am fully healthy, somehow. Not exactly sure. Also, it's gone now. 1, 2, and 3. Good time for a spell. I'm basically planning not to heal up until we move from the first phase to the second phase, by the way. That's my current strategy for healing. Because I think the first phase can get me into worse positions for dodging things than the second phase can. The second phase gets me in worse positions for what is it called? Hitting. Attacking. Okay. Oh, I dashed directly into that. At least it only does 1 damage. Which we learned in the Ascended version of the Absolute Radiance. That's when I learned that that only did 1 damage. 1, 2, and a third. Just had my dash back there. Alright, we're going to the next phase. Just be careful here. There's really no reason to use a spell here because you want your soul for healing and spells in the second phase. Of course, it'd be nice to not get hit by the knives. Okay, heal up. Can we heal up more? Yes. Full heal. Getting a full heal is pretty nice. Okay, I was hoping that I wouldn't get hit there, but I wasn't really extremely confident in my positioning. Okay. do that. Do that again. Do that a third time? Nope. Was not able to pull it off the third time. I can heal in this battle. There are a few spaces. This is one of them. Of course, I got hit just as much damage as I healed. Don't really want to exit this phase damaged, though, so I'm going to take the opportunities to heal a little bit more than the opportunities to hit. Oh, had to dodge through that. Spells. This is a good space for healing. Get 2 heals in. 3. Nope, don't have the soul. Alright, now we actually have to hit the Absolute Radiance with my nail. Which means she has to be closer to me. One, 2, 3. There we go. Spells. Heal twice. Actually, only once, because that's all that we have. I'm focusing very much on healing, rather than hitting. No. Heal. I think I'm basically staying at 3 damage on pretty consistently. That's not the direction you want to go up. Absolute Radiance is still too far from me. Not a good time to try to hit. Okay, got a couple of hits in, which means once we have a space we can heal. Heal once. 2 of these. Spells. Ho ho. That felt like a difficult one to dodge. Heal. Good. I want to heal again, but no chance. Spells. Spells I prefer to be at the very bottom. For some reason the spells seem easier to dodge there. Spells? This has been a very long Absolute Radiance fight. But I'm fully healthy, we're in the second phase, and I feel like we're pretty close to the end of the second phase. Just need to get a spot where I can hit her, like there. Now that I'm not saving up my soul for healing, it's a little bit easier to put some damage on. I think we're at the last phase. Yep. Definitely at the last phase. Well, I guess this is not the last phase. This is the third phase. When you get to the top, you're at the last one. Can I make it so that she goes a certain direction? Okay. So this one, we don't have the Grim to help us this time. But we can shoot her with spells very effectively. So using spells is good. She's shooting spells at us, let's shoot spells back at her. Yes, did it again. Alright. That was a much longer and more frantic Absolute Radiance fight than the last couple. But we did it again. That's 4 wins in a row. And there's only one more. One last thing for me to do in this game. Let's hope I get 5 wins in a row. The last one is with... what's the binding I haven't done yet? The Charms binding. Charms binding, at least there's no decisions. And we will skip the cutscenes because we're seeing these every time, and this is already a long episode. Congratulations, well done on achieving this great feat. You persevered and you triumphed. We hope you enjoyed yourself in the world of Hollow Knight. We'll meet again soon on the road ahead. That was it for this episode. Only one thing left to do in my blind playthrough until it's done. So by the time this comes out, most likely I'm done. In this episode, I defeated the 5th Pantheon, the Pantheon of Hallownest, with the nail binding. That leaves exactly one more challenge in this blind playthrough, the Charms binding in the Pantheon of Hallownest. I have a detailed tracking sheet, link in the video description, new episodes every Sunday, and thanks for watching.